King of the jungle.
Yeah, played a very good role batting. Wasn't expected from any of us, entering at number 9 and being able to put up a 60 run. Sorry, came at number 6 and could bat around the tail. The tail could bat around him as well, trying to create some kind of partnership with the tailenders, and did very well to get himself and his team half century there. Very important for this match. It's 21 for 2 after 12. 139 needed of. Current run rate 1.75. 139 needed off 228 balls.
Change of bowling from the pavilion end. They've rested Khalidi Juma for later period, and in comes Ali Afidi Ali from the pavilion end. Came in at batter number 7. I mean, the Lion himself, Mohamedi Simba Mbaki, and scored 60 off 72.
Ali.
After bowling the first ball, which was a good ball, he decided to give the opponent 1 extra run.
Yeah, Ali, very consistent outside off stump. We've seen him previous matches. Doesn't give you that width, so it's a wonder that he's given that much room for the cut shots. It's even a wide ball, but I'm sure he'll get back on the money. It's a very tidy bowler for the Tanzanian team. And you can see that he's gone back on the money. There's a loud cry there. Umpire not disturbed, not bothered about that. It's there. And you can see from the replay, very close, too close.
For the fielding side, they love when the umpire raise the middle finger. But for the batting side, they love index, we call it. But for the batting side, they love when the umpires shake their head. So which do you prefer? The index or shaking of the head?
Well played, well played.
He missed an opportunity. Van der Merwe was going to walk to meet his teammates. But then he said, continue to bat. And that's Jesse number 26. Karim Rashidi Kiseto, who didn't really have a good day in the batting crease.
Oh, good effort from him. You can see throwing himself, diving effort. Dropped catch at the end of the day. And you can see Ali asking a lot of questions, probing the bat. You want the bat to speak. When the bat plays, he makes mistakes. So you have to play. And you can see struggling here. Franco, 0 of 11 deliveries. Tian, 11 of 33 deliveries. They shimmy down the track. And 1 run from there. I'm not going to sit down in my crease. That's what he's saying. Skipped out of the crease. Got a bat on it this time for a single. The captain riding around trying to form this partnership. They need this partnership to go on for at least another 7 overs, 8 overs. Take them into the 20th over or more. Give them a chance.
While I understand you perfectly well, what will be worrisome for Oscar Naus, the coach, is the fact that he's faced 11 balls and he's yet to score.
Bottom edge there, beating the keeper, the slip quadrant, back a third man. Stop that ball from running into the boundary. Just a single taken there. It's the end of the 13th over. 24 for 2. Tian 12 of 34 deliveries. Franco 1 of 12 deliveries. Current run rate.
They need 136 of 222 balls.
Current run rate 1.85. Required run rate 3.68. Uphill tax here, but you know, patience is the name of the game. You want to hang in there till you start seeing the ball like football. They say the longer you stay, the bigger the ball, then you can start playing. So you have to keep your wickets as much as possible at this stage. Tanzania had lost 3 wickets, and you saw the captain come up, formed a partnership, a very, very good partnership that lasted and took them out of that trouble, out of that panic and the pressure moment. Took them, and at the end of the day, they have accumulated a total of 159. Very good to play for. Swing and a miss, beating the outside edge of Captain Namibia's bats. Hamza to continue from the Court of Appeal end. Another beautiful delivery, beating the outside edge. He's doing something with the ball. Something positive. 2 dot balls from
Ali Onai from the Court of Appeal end, replacing the captain Lash Bakrania and making things a bit difficult for Captain Duplessis. Just when I asked him that question, that when are you going to score your first run, he answered me by scoring the last run of that over of Ali Afidi.
Very well played. Gotten it into that gap I've been talking about. Racing to the boundaries. There's a chase on it. The ball wins the chase. Beautiful shot of cricket. Lovely cut shot there. And you see, long enough, you'll get into that gap. And exactly so. The gap has been opened. There's big space there. Very lovely shot. Technically sound. Coming out of the middle of the bat. Raced down the boundary for a 4.
A player is down, and the Doctor Tournament, Dr. Omoye Asika, running to the field to treat that player, and that was the origin of the problem that player faced before he began to receive treatment. The current run rate is 2.05, and what is required is 3.63. 132 runs in 218 balls. They are currently 28 for loss of 2 wickets. Ambason and Kotze. Highlight of those wickets. This is the second one. Liam Basson. They dance, and then the index goes up. That was that mischance. Kiseto giving Van der Merwe the opportunity to continue.
Beautiful, beautiful shot there. You can see on the replay. Lovely square cut.
Khalidi Amiri Juma, 6 overs, he has bowled 32 dot balls, 9 runs he has considered, gotten 1 wicket, economy rate of 1.50. Lash Bakrania, he has gotten 1 wicket also, 6 overs he has bowled, 29 dot balls, 12 runs, 2.00 economy rate. Ali Afidi, he has bowled 1 over, 4 dot balls, 3 runs, 3.00 economy rate. And Hamza Ali Onai, 2 more balls for him to complete his first over. 3 dot balls, 4 runs considered, 6.00. 13.4 overs gone, 6 extras bowled, 28 for 2.
Yeah, you can see there's a change of field there. There's someone now deep point overthrow. This is sloppy. Some sloppy field in here. 10 Lash has blocked that hole there, that space there around the point area. There's a deep point. There's backward point. There's covers. There's extra cover. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Lovely ball there to end the over. It's 30 for 2 after 14.
Brilliant spell from Hamza Ali Onai. 6 runs he considered in his first over. And I was telling you about a bit of statistics, but I will just pause for the next edition because this, for now, will be the 14th going into the 15th over. And after the 15th over, I will be stepping aside for someone you would love to hear his voice. I told you in 2003, Namibia hosted in Windhoek, and Papua New Guinea defeated Uganda in that final. And the next edition was back in 2005. And the country that hosted was South Africa. Precisely, Benoni and Namibia were champions.
Oh, shot there. Finds the man that covers, captain of the Tanzanian team. Bob says you can get him out the frame. He's always in action. Covers the field that one of the best of your team has to be at. It's a position where some of the best fielders, Jonty Rhodes, many other electric fielders take on the field of play. And Lash standing strong there. Oh, shimmy down the wicket, miss everything. Third ball there. The body language is talking something, Chion. It's talking impatience. You're walking down the line and missing the line. You want to stay in your crease. You saw how Lash batted his team out of trouble. I think the same thing has to happen here. If you want to have a competitive game, and if you actually want to win, you want to stay as long. You don't want to skip out of your crease, miss the line, and on forced error, like we say in tennis, you know, you want to take your chances. Very well played, straight drive.
That's going to brace.
There's a chase. The fast man is running like
oh, beautiful piece of fielding.
Very good. Lovely athleticism from the young man. Very good running.
But
saved
credit,
this team.
yes. Let's first heap praises on Kiseto, who ensured that that ball did not go for 4.
You can see him following his teammates. That's some very beautiful teamwork there. Very beautiful. This Tanzanian team continue to impress me. Batting, bowling, fielding. Looking very good touch.
Amiri and Kiseto combining beautifully. Amiri coming in and doing a fantastic job. Abdulrazak Muhammadi Amiri coming in and ensuring that that ball did not race for 4. And his effort was complemented by Kiseto. And they saved 2.
Very good fielding there. Wow, what a slap.
This will be effort in futility.
Oh, lovely
It's
cut shot.
one day.
Lovely. Coming out of the middle of the bat. Very well timed. Finds the gap as well. 4 more added to the total. Moving them into... You can see that again on replay. He's picked the gap perfectly. The chase is in futility. 4 runs from there. Last ball coming up.
Ali Afidi will be thinking about this now to say, I need to do better. But that will not be the thoughts of the Namibians. They want him to continue to drop that kind of ball so they score runs.
Oh my jeez. And that's a no ball call by the umpire. As above the shoulders, there's a free hit coming into play. I was just going to say, Shane, that the Namibians started to get some. You can see that on replay. It's over the shoulders of the batter. No ball immediately called by the umpire. The free hit now.
Ajao, guess what? That was not intended from Ali Afidi Ali.
Yeah.
I suspect he had a slippery
Palm.
and rather than place the palm on the grass to allow some dryness, he decided to just go and the ball just slipped off his hand. Free hit opportunity for Van der Merwe to score runs. Will he take advantage of it?
White ball delivered. I think Ali is starting to lose concentration now. He doesn't need this. And then I was going to say that the Namibians have started to get a rhythm. You can see from the scorecard, they've started to have a rhythm. They're picking up the runs. They're going at about 4 per over now and bringing up the current run rate to 2.56 and the required run rate to 3.47. 122 runs needed from 211 balls. A lot of balls to spare, a lot of balls to play with. Oigt, as the fielder there, directed.
Brilliant from Crisetto. Great awareness from Duplessis. That free opportunity was missed. And I will not miss in saying that the next voice we shall be hearing shall be that of Peter Ayomide Oladoshu, who will take over proceedings from here to join combo with the man who has got grace. And I don't know where he wants to drop the grace. Will he be with Tanzania or with Namibia? But one thing is sure, the grace of God is upon all of us. Over to you, Peter, because I know you like big things, and one of the big things you like is for them to hit 6.
Thank you very much, Seun, for your wonderful introduction. Quickly running you through the bowling scorecard here, we see Khalid Laksh, both 6 overs each. Ali Afidi is bowled 2, Hamza Ali Onai 1 over bowled so far. 8 extras has been given after 15 overs. It's 38 for 2.
Finding the field out covers. Captain struggling to get that gap between points and covers. He struck a beautiful one through that area. Technically sound shot there. And again, he's found a fielder. He's played it early. He found covers. He's played it late. He's finding gully. He needs to find the gap. He's trying as much as possible for his team. Wow, what a stylish play there. He's paddled that one to fine leg area. And they're taking a couple. 2 runs from there.
That was a very poor shot. Look at that, those kind of shots.
You can see it again. You see?
He just went down all the way and tried to ramp that ball behind him.
Yeah, it
Didn't
needs.
get to the boundary like he intended, but he definitely finds space for them to take runs off.
Very, very well played. I should say that shot. You have to be creative. You have to think outside the box when you need to get the ball taken, and he's done that well. The captain of Namibia.
So we have to also commend one of the most informed sides, one of the most balanced sides in this tournament, and that is Tanzania. They've shown so much balance in their batting, fielding, and bowling aspects. They have good bowlers who maintain the line with the wicket. They've got tail-ended batters that have come in and pushed the run rate, giving them something competitive on the board, and they've got a very tight set of fielders to make sure that it's always one pick, and I've barely dropped any catch in this competition so far, dropping only 3 catches so far.
Very well said. That ends the over. 40 for 2. Franco 9 of 24. Tian 18 of 41. You know, and that takes us to water break. It's 15 overs gone. We need to refresh and come back. Join you after the water break.
Yeah, and just before we go, we'll let you know about what's going on at the Unilag Oval Sierra Leone versus Uganda. Uganda won the toss initially, opted to field. Sierra Leone came in batted and put 119 on the board, all out after 47.4 overs. Well, it's the second inning now, with Uganda having 73 for the loss of 2 wickets, 59.5 overs completed so far.
Yeah, welcome back as we continue proceedings in this game. Tanzania versus Namibia, ICC Under 19 Men's Cricket World Cup Africa Qualifiers. Namibia needs 120 runs off 204 balls. We want to see how they navigate through the rest of the inning in ensuring that they attain these requirements of them. They've lost only 2. 40 runs on the board, 16 overs gone. Augustino comes into the attack from the pavilion end with Tafawa Balewa square cricket over. Going to be opening his account. Spin bowler. Setting his field. He's got boundary riders. Deep square. Moving. Good start. Dot ball to start. He's got long on. He's got long off. Mid on. Square leg. There's an appeal there. Ball running down the leg. No worries from the umpire. Doesn't have a slip in place. He has a gully somewhere around the inner circle. Tidy line is bowling. Tidy. 3 dot balls now.
Namibia are starting to, become better at their batting. Usually at this stage, they've lost about 3 wickets. They've lost 2 so far. It's still they've got more people behind. The captain in the crease there, making sure he and Tian are building up a partnership.
Exactly, that is what is needed of him. Is the leader of this Namibian squad. Missed. Tian on strike now, though. Trying to walk the ball. He's finding it difficult. It's 5 dot balls in this over. It's in the air. Drops. Beautiful fielding there to cut it to 1 run. Play that ball over the bowler.
Yeah, that was a very good stop from Khalidi Amiri Juma.
Yeah, lofted drive.
He knew he had to back up quickly and pick and block that ball. If he wasn't there on time, that would have been, if it wasn't a boundary, it would be more than 2 runs, I would suppose.
Yeah, very good effort from Khalidi. He's put his body on the line. That's what you do when you're fielding. You have to throw your body at it sometimes. Cut down the runs. You've not really seen so many sloppy fielding from this side, Tanzanian side, compact side. They've done the job.
There's the young guy is already present in the way they play. They want to be that set that represents Tanzania. Wow. The first set of young good players like this, they want to be the first to represent Tanzania at the biggest stage of the ICC World Cup.
Tian shuffling across his wicket, trying to loft that over the bowler. He's missed it completely. And again, punching the ball for a single. Bring in the captain to face the next ball. They need to rotate the strike. They need to, find a way of scoring runs. They need it. They need to keep the ball ticking. Shot there, finding Gully.
I very much agree with you on that, AG. They really need to start ticking, because if the runs are not coming, the wicket might start falling, and you don't want it to get to a situation where you're now dependent on your tail end to try and help you and finish the game. It is a very risky gamble.
Shot again.
Cases like that.
But you see, the captain has blocked that channel. There's a man in the deep point, ensuring only 1 run from that beautiful cut shot. You can see the captain is the thinking one, giving him so much praises. His cricket sense. Wow. Some steady bowling here. Tidy line. Good few set. Once they got that 4 in that area, it's been plucked off. And now you find covers again. I agree with you. You don't want it to turn into something that would not put pressure on you. We call it scoreboard pressure. You don't want to block so many balls and then you have so little balls, or you match up the balls and the runs required. That would now put some pressure on the bat to go looking for boundaries, and you in that process lose vital wickets. So you want to keep it ticking as much as possible. We've done that. The end of the 18th over, we have 43 for 2. Tian 20 of 51 deliveries. Franco, the captain, 10 of 26.
Augustino, the man with the ball, the man who's been tensing to finish this game, to try and to get his own share of wickets. We know how dominant Tanzanian side have been in terms of the spin wickets, spinners coming in and taking wicket, and Namibia have already seems to have prepared for that kind of scenario, as the wickets haven't dropped for a while now.
Yeah, I think the two sides have been the prominent sides in this tournament. They've won both their matches before now, so they know a thing or two about the spin. It's gone for the sweep. There's a loud cry there. An appeal falls on the deaf ears of our umpire. Ball going down the leg, I suppose. And the umpire's having a word with them. Yeah, probably teaching the young lads, You don't need to scream out. How's that ball going down leg?
Yeah, we all know the rules. Balls outside of legs can never be out. Once that ball is coming from the leg, it is never given as an out. You've got to put the ball in line with this.
You have to give credit to this partnership, though. This 81 balls partnership between these two. Oh, sorry, it's 60. 60. And they're going strong. You don't want to lose any wicket here. You want to be like this. Like I said, we want to see this partnership going to the 20s, like the 20th over or more for their team. And they're doing just that.
Speaking of just that, that is just the maiden from Agostino wrapping up the 19th over as Namibia couldn't find space and push up the runs. And hence the 19th over still on 43 for just 2 wickets lost.
Brilliant fielding, brilliant bowling. You can see their compact side. We can't say that enough. They've shown tenacity of purpose. They're grinding hard. And this partnership is proving to be good enough for this bowling of the Tanzanian side. Agostino continues from the pavilion, from the Court of Appeal end.
Hamza is the one sent in our first ball, almost a catch. Look at that ball again, almost got caught behind by a few down slips. Who couldn't hold on to it? Broken with so much speed, Fielder didn't have enough time to react.
I beg your pardon, Hamza coming from the Court of Appeal end. Gotten that first ball, unlock him, drop catch asleep. Well driven, soft touch, straight drive for a single. That's long on, long off. Enough of time for that single. Getting it past the bowler. Very good technique. Brings the captain, Francio Duplessis. Well, strong in defense.
Yeah, Hamza has found his line and found the length and decided to stick with it. Seeing how much discomfort he's causing to the batters. He's put the ball there. Francois struggled to play. Tian was able to push for a single.
Shot. Finds that man. You can see the space is open, but they are running into it and covering it up. There's a boundary right at the back. Boundary right at the back. Also planning to cut it out if he beats the man at covers. Very good plan. It's in the air, no man's land. Picked up by Gully. No run there. Just a single in that over. You can see the supremacy. The bowling is on top. When the bowling is on top, we want the batting to be quiet because, you know, you want to play accordingly. You want to play on the merits of each ball. So when the bowling is, you have to wait and wait and wait for the loose ball. Wait for the loose ball, then you become free again and you start playing your game. But if you force it, you might
game can start playing. But for now, that is the wrap for the 20th over. 44 on the board for 2 wickets lost. Francois Duplessis and Tian both on double figures, with Tian having 21 of 54 balls and Franz Faf 10 of 35 balls. Agostino is back with the ball.
Oh, well played. Well played there. A little chip. Wow. Good call by the captain. It's going to be a miscommunication there. A sense by the captain. Hold your end, he says. There's one run from there. Agostino continuing from the pavilion end. Very good line. Very good field set. He's gotten his long on, mid off. Straight back at the bowler. And he's fielded that. No run there. Struck hard at him. He's put his body in the line. So what you do, you're also a fielder, you don't forget. Another cut shots, finding points. You can see the bowlers are bowling to their field. This is interesting to watch. This is some very good cricket in here.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. If the runs are not coming, if the wickets are not falling, the run shouldn't be coming. And that is what Tanzania have decided to stick to. Namibia are trying to go all out, trying to play down. They're not trying to be adventurous in terms of shot. They are trying to play down and into spaces, but the balls are not finding those spaces.
You have to give credit to the captain there. One going through. You see, there's protection in the deep. They get just one from there, trying to push for the second, but it's going to be very risky. And they over with that dot ball. It's 46 for 2 after 21 overs. 114 needed off 174 balls. Current run rate 2.19. Required run rate 3.93. Game on here at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval.
Hamza Ali had been entrusted with the 5th over, giving out 11 runs so far. No wicket to his name, but it doesn't matter. He has been bowling fantastically, and the captain felt he should be back.
You see, Peter, you can see they're bowling wicket to wicket. If you do something strange, you could get your wicket flying off the ground. So you need to be careful. When it's wicket to wicket, try to pick the gaps. Oh, what a field. Did you see that, Peter? That's some JJ Okocha style there. He's managed to stop the ball. Good enough for his team. No run there. Yes is the call. He wants the second. There's no second one there. The captain sends him back. They're not going to give any cheap wicket out. Like my friend Bob says, any run out happening in the top order, there's a free wicket for the other side. You've dashed out your wicket. You shouldn't run yourself out.
Yeah, Hamza should also realize that there are no fielders on fine leg, and he should keep that ball outside of the onside.
Rock back, solid shot, beautiful backward drive. Rock back, punch that all the way to long off, sorry, for a single. They've started to rotate the strike again. They need to do that. They need to keep it chipping. Need to keep the ball ticking. No run there. Looked like a slap to me. He's found the fielder. Very good field setting by the captain. The ball is being played. It's not finding the gaps. This is what you want to do. You want to pick as many dot balls as possible. Push the pressure back to batting side. Make them start looking up to find boundaries. Brilliant shot, brilliant shot. Brilliant.
Tian actually, who didn't play in the last game against Sierra Leone, actually back. He played the first game against Nigeria, by the way, but he didn't play against Sierra Leone. And he's been playing fantastically. He's been batting very well since coming back into the squad, into the lineup. And we say he's building up a partnership with the captain himself, Captain Faf du Plessis. And also, it's the end of the 22nd over. 50 runs on the board, 2 wickets lost. Namibia will be needing 110 of 168 balls.
This is plenty of balls to play with. You just need to play through the innings, which I think there's a plan here. Captain and his teammates forming this partnership has proven stubborn. Another 1 run Easy glance, square leg area. I don't know, Tian is trying to get the double. The captain is just telling him, hold yours, hold yours. We need to stay here as long as possible. They are now past the 20 over mark I predicted. Very good for them. They've passed half century. It's a 50. And then, you know, they are doing a good job. They just need to keep it there, keep it simple. Stay in the crease as long as you can to give your team a chance. Now the captain is pushing for two. Some collision there on the field. Miscommunication by the fielders. 2 runs there. You can see in the replay. 2 fielders going for the same ball. End up colliding with themselves. You need to talk my ball the same way you're going for a catch in the air. So you don't collide. Don't injure yourself. And you can see he's walking the ball to the leg side. And he's keeping the ball taken. Captain playing that role, that leadership role that this game really needs. You can see, we saw in the first inning, Lash playing that leadership role to pull his team out of that pressure situation and put them in a comfortable situation, allowing them to hit that target of like 159. They placed. Oh, look at another shot there, another creative shot there. Brilliant from Tian. He won't get to the boundary, but he will pick up vital 2 runs from there. Brilliant innovation. He's just walked it smartly. Fine leg area. Deep square leg coming to cover up that area. Stopping the ball from going right into the boundary for 4.
I mean, there's a reason why Tanzania decided to take the pace of the ball. Because if that was a pace bowler, I'm sure that ball would have traveled all the way to the boundary.
Exactly so.
So bringing in the spin bowlers has taken off the pace of the balls. And now if the batters want to play boundaries, if they want to score, they'll have to push it themselves. They'll have to instigate it.
See what he did? Ball on off stump. He's walked it down fine leg. Taking 2 runs from there. Brilliant, brilliant batting. Very good to see. It's 56 for 2 after 23 overs. Tian 27 of 61. Franchot Faduplessis 16 of 46 balls. Current run rate 2.43. Required run rate 3.85. 104 runs needed from 162 balls. Lots to play for. I hope you are enjoying this beautiful game of cricket. Wherever you're watching from, all over the world, we are here at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval, bringing to you live this match between Tanzania and Namibia, the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup Africa Qualifiers. Brilliant shot to start the over. The boundary rider has no chance as the ball flies into the boundary for a 4 off the blade of the captain, Franchot Duplessis. Brilliant shot there.
Yeah, Hamza could have done better in terms of stopping that ball. He had gone down. He seemed to have covered the ball and held the ball, and somehow the ball went past him and to the boundary. He knew there was no one behind him. He should have done better. But regardless, they can come back, try and stop that ball.
Well struck by captain Namibia. It's become a mainstay now. It's taking his time. It's ticking. And again, square cut. See, he has so much control on that shot. Starting to pick the gaps. Starting to flow. Like we always say, you know, it takes time in cricket. You have to, stay in the crease. You enter pressure points. You have to, bat yourself out of pressure. It's done just that.
Yeah, and done just that. I would say Namibia actually now needing less than 100 runs to win this game in 159 balls left.
Brilliant. You can see, Peter, they're ticking the board now. They're ticking away. This is the kind of competition we want to see. This is the rivalry. Shot, and has missed out on it. He's missed out on that shot delivery. He's tried to pull. You can see this. Oh my, he's completely missed out on it.
You can tell the amount of power he wanted to put behind that ball. Just couldn't get the distance he wanted. Couldn't get the connection he wanted.
Shot. Finds the man at covers.
This time Anzu does better.
Last ball of the over. Raymond. Well struck. Beautiful drive there for a single. Brings up the end of 24th over. 63 for 2. Proceedings continue. 25th over on. Gostino continuing from the pavilion end.
Agostino who has had an impressive bowling spell this tournament so far.
Another paddle down that side. Fine leg area. Creativity from these two batters from Namibia. I want Peter. The Tanzanians have to do something to break this partnership. You think it's bringing back the Pacers? You know, we've seen spin operate and we're not really getting any results. You think the captain needs to bring back the Pacers because they're getting comfortable. I believe these guys are getting comfortable with the spinners.
Yeah, you can tell that Namibia came very, very prepared. I mean, you look at someone like Agostino who picked up 4 wickets in the first game, 2 wickets in the second game, and he's yet to pick up a wicket in this game, and he's already bowled. He's bowling 5 overs now.
Yeah.
He's cried for a wicket. Somehow he's not granted by the umpire.
Yeah, the ball beat everybody. Beat the keeper. Good backup there. On the fine leg. We need to break this partnership. It needs to be done very urgently. Lance has to think outside the box now. The batsmen are kind of used to the pace of the spinners, the turn. You need to do something different, I guess.
Yeah, and that ends the 25th over, yes. Halfway into this inning, 66 on the board. Only 2 wickets too. lost.
Team Namibia standing tall, not giving anything away. They need this game as much as the Tanzanians do. The winner here edging closer to the World Cup. You want to turn the field as much as possible. The sun is out. You want to keep this field in the sun for another 10 overs, I guess. And see how tired they'll be. Try to walk them out. You see the batsmen are doing just that, occupying the crease very well.
Yeah, for some reason, the plan to take out the batters by Tanzania, it seems not to be working. You know, they brought in someone like Raymond who took out 5 wickets against Uganda. He didn't bowl against Nigeria because the game ended too quickly before he had the chance to. And now he's bowled 2 overs already. He's giving out 7 runs. Still not gotten a wicket yet. Probably too early to judge. But they really need to start picking up the wickets now, as this partnership is building up very, very fast. It's building up.
You can
They are already at the 47-run partnership, close to the 50-run mark.
Brilliant partnership. Wow, look at that. That's a nick back by this brilliant young man. Got that surprised the batsman. You can see from the replay. The ball cuts back in sharply. Misses the stumps though. Appeal not granted. Brilliant delivery there. Full. Spit it up. Not been able to take advantage of that full ball. You saw a lot of full ball driven. It's not quite timed that properly. You need to time it. You need to take advantage of those full pitch balls. Get some runs from there. And it's gone big. Come all the way squarish. Square leg area. Just for a single. Got protection in the deep for that area. And just 1 run considered in that over. It's a tall order. But I like the fact that these 2 batsmen stuck in there. They're having a little conversation on the way to go forward. You can see that delivery again. Wow. Brilliant from there. Brilliant matchup here. Namibians have refused to throw their wickets. They're playing to a plan. Sure, they're playing to a plan. They're playing very well. They need to continue to do this, knowing fully well that they got stick in the dugout. He's walked it to the leg side again. Beautiful throw there. Oh, lovely glove work there. Stop that ball from running through the boundary. Overthrow. Good backup from the fielders, the slips and points. Good movement. Good awareness. Back up the wicket keeper. Was shuffled out of his crease. Walked it to the leg. There's confusion here. It's not been taken advantage of. Wow. Wow. You can see again, he's walked it to the leg. There's a problem there. He has to run back into his crease.
Raymond appears to have taken his eyes off that ball and didn't see it into his hands. And the ball hitting him on his ankle, I guess. He looks fit, he looks up. He's ready to bowl. He's 6th over, looking for his first wicket still.
You can see they're bowling to a pattern, they're bowling to a plan. They've also kept it tidy. This is what you need to do to curtail run scoring, wicket to wicket. Allow the bat play and make his mistakes. It's giving him weights for offer. Good fielding here. He's picked it up. Brilliant, brilliant from both sides. Keenly contested match. Namibia batting for pride. They've sealed up.
The building up a 51-run partnership from 110 balls faced. It's the longest partnership that we've seen Namibia side and so far in this competition. The first opening pair was able to build a 6-run partnership. But, Liam Bassing came one down, building up a 13-run partnership. Tian Van der Meer has been there, but one of the opening pairs has built up a 51-run partnership with the captain himself, Faf du Plessis.
It's Raymond to continue proceedings from Court of Appeal end. It's bowled 2 overs, not for 9. He's been crafty. We've seen him deceive the batsman. He's bowled to his field. He's done the simple things correctly. But they need a breakthrough. They need a breakthrough. There's no gainsaying that. They need to break this partnership to run into the middle order of the Namibian batting side.
I mean, somebody like Raymond who could pick up 5 wickets against Uganda. It's just a matter of time. Bowling is third over right now. It's just a matter of time before he starts to pick up the wickets against Namibia batters, who for some reason have been so very calm, so very relaxed. They've countered the slow pace coming from the spin balls. The faster he comes, the faster they react. The slower he comes, they still react in sync with the balls, and that has proven more difficult for the Tanzanian bowlers to break the partnership.
But you must give some credit to the Tanzanians. They have also kept it tidy, not giving extras out like that. And beautiful running is taking off. Punch the ball into covers. Captain doing a fantastic job here. He needs to stay in. He needs to play through the innings. He needs to take as many for the team as possible. And it's in the air. The keeper not aware. He's woken up from his sleep and he's taking the catch.
Wow. It's hard to see this partnership break up very quick.
He just talked about Raymond.
Was on 32. Yeah, Tian was on 32.
To do that.
Better. He was doing very, very well. And just couldn't play that ball up front. Sent it behind, just very close to him within the reach of the wicketkeeper, who was very clinical. That made sure that ball closed up in his gloves.
The breakthrough they've needed has come. Very well played. Tian has played very good inning till this point. 27.5 overs gone. 71 for 3.
Just that late turn from the ball, saw the ball hit the top of the edge of his bat, goes skywards, comes down into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. Faf du Plessis, who was built partnership. And, several times in this competition we've seen Faf look to be building partnership, and the batter, his pair just gets out. And now he has to build another partnership again, but this time he's building it with Ben Brassel. Ben Brassel, whose brother bowled in the first inning for Namibia, got 2 wickets early on in the game. Ben will will look to complement. Ben will look to also contribute his own fair share as his brother did in the bowling. He will look to do that in the batting aspect of the game.
It's one more delivery from Raymond.
It looks like it's still going to be one more delivery for.
Lovely effort from the boundary.
A direct hit.
You can see the chase is on. Brilliant effort. Brilliant effort.
Really fast. They're really fast.
Very athletic.
They make sure that all those errors do not go and race all the way to the boundary. They've dropped that. They've reduced the runs by halving it. Even though I think breaking the partnership like they just did will really boost their momentum and help them, build more confidence that they can win this game.
Good bowling there to end that over. 75 for 3, 28 overs. 85 needed off, 132 balls. There's a game in hands. Who is going to go on with this victory? The Namibians are not giving up yet. Standing tall. They're here for business, and business it is.
Ben finally getting to face Ben will be facing his first ball of the inning. Take thoughts to respect.
Agostino continue to do what he does best. Pull that tidy line. Well driven off the back foot. Just for one single there. You need more than singles here. You need to hit some boundaries as well. You need to play the ball on its merits. There's a loose ball, you can pounce on it. You don't want to lose your wicket trying to hit a boundary, opening your team up. Tanzania have succeeded in keeping Namibia down less than 3 runs per over, which is very good. At this stage, in the first inning, we also have figures about this. 2 per over, 2.5, 2.6 per over. So
Tanzania actually did go undefeated in the Division 2 qualifiers to get to this stage, and they've won the first 2 games. They want to make this a third, 3 games in a row, making them, they want to be a formidable opponent.
They are the most compact side in this team, in this competition so far. From the look of things, they've ticked all the dots, they've ticked all the boxes. Fielding, batting, bowling, they've done very well at this. We want to see something different from the Namibian side to upset this solid team of cricketers, young cricketers from Tanzania.
Yeah, we saw Adrian Kotsi come in, go out after 17 balls faced. That was the opening batter.
Lovely drive.
So many magnificent boundary stops.
Good running between the wickets. Secured 3 runs there. Lovely fielding, we should say. They've not allowed that ball run into the boundary. Very good running between wickets. You can see the intent now is clear. They want to run. They need the runs. They know they need the runs. They don't want to put themselves in a situation where they now be under pressure trying to score runs towards the end of the game. You need to take it out on the running between wickets if you're not getting any boundaries. Well punched again. Pitch up full. Just leaned into it for a single. Boundary riders doing their job. It's 79 needed off 125 balls. This game is looking to be very interesting. We'll go down the wire if we continue like this. Current run rate stepping up. The intent from these batters. Captain of the Namibian team is missed out on a full toss. You don't want to do that. He's missed it completely. Full toss on leg stump. Oh, try to run it down. Fine leg, gully area. Picks a man up there. You need to do something different. You need to work the ball. You need to try, be creative. Brilliant bowling, brilliant bowling. Man is giving nothing away, Raymond. One of the mainstay bowlers for Tanzania has come up and has lived up.
Yes, since the partnership of Tian and Faf du Plessis was broken, Namibia have struggled to keep the ball ticking like they were. You know, we saw Tian come up with magnificent shots, you know, scoop shots and ramp shots, trying to find that space. The spaces were locked up front, so he was trying to find those spaces behind. And now Ben is not adventurous. I don't think Ben Brasso is going to be that adventurous. So he's going to want to kind of find spaces in front which have not been forthcoming even since Faf du Plessis stepped in. And after 30 overs, we'll take a short break and step aside for Bob to come in and Sheun Adijagba to give you the rest of this game.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, AJ. 82 for 3 after 30 overs. Around 20 balls to be bowled by Team Tanzania to make sure they restrict the Namibians who are moving slowly and steady, getting closer to that 78 runs needed to register their 3rd win. It will be a bowling change. First time in the tournament, he is coming in to bowl from the pavilion end is the captain, Laksh Bakrania. Man with the golden arm, the man who can make his side get over the line with a win. Up against the captain himself, who is still out there. Held for his side. Had a very good partnership with his partner there. 27 of 67. It is Faf du Plessis. Keeping it out too low on the occasion. Gotta be very careful. He comes in to bowl when his team needs his variations. He's Laksh Bakrania. He has a long on, long off, deep extra cover. Those are his boundary riders. As also, of course, I welcome Ajidaba back into the commentary box. He's been watching from the side, finding, of course, Team Namibia moving, I beg your pardon, at 2.7 runs and over, needing 3 runs and over to register their 3rd win of the tournament. Welcome back, Ajidaba.
Thank you very much, Bob Bashir Songa, my brother and my friend. Yes. Who writes this script? The captain of Tanzania comes big by getting that wicket. I was thinking that the duo of Brazil and Duplessis, see that again on replay, we're going to build a partnership. But Laksh had a different idea, Bob.
Change of ends from Laksh Bakrania, the captain himself, taking matters into his hands, picking up the second wicket of Team Tanzania. I beg your pardon, his own bowling was one that pitches on leg and middle. One of his dangerous deliveries to get rid of Ben, who has to take the long way back to the dugout. Much needed a wicket here for Team Tanzania. That man shot number 5. Flighty delivery, trying to play it on the onside. Straight back to that man who takes a very easy catch. Look at the celebration. It tells you how crucial this game it is to the Tanzanians and Team Namibia. But the captain, I'll tell you, yeah, Ajidaba is still out there after facing, of course, 67 for his 27. He is the wicket to take for Team Tanzania if they are to get over the line with the winner.
And in comes the new batter, Waldo Smith. Having a taste of the bowling of Laksh Bakrania. One more good ball to complete his 7th over. Seven overs gone for Laksh Bakrania. 12 runs is conceded. 2 wickets, including this wicket that was precious to him. Dan Brazil.
Maiden wicket there from the captain. Changing ends. And of course the end bringing Team Tanzania fortune picking up another wicket to add to the tally. It is 82 for 4 after 31 overs. There you see the equation. There is no rocket science in that equation. It is doable for the Namibians. 78 of 114. Up against, of course, the best in the business in terms of spinning from the Tanzanians. That man, Raymond Francis, he has a 5 to his name. His ball only 4.1 overs. Into the pads flicked to is the call. They're running very hard. But this man, the captain, Laksh Bakrania, denies them the second run. It's going to be very interesting to see how the captain, Faf du Plessis, is going to play with the new man in Waldo Smith, the wicketkeeper batsman. He has a long off, long on, deep mid wicket. Those are the only boundary riders for Raymond Francis. He's already, of course, picked up a wicket, breaking that partnership. Enticing delivery there from him, Raymond Francis is enticing there, trying to see if he can hit him down the ground. I have to see Team Tanzania chipping in a sleeping place. It is a new man in. Won't be very easy for Waldo Smith to start from the word go, getting those boundaries.
Seven in 111 balls, 2.65 current run rate, 4.15 needed. Raymond Francis coming from the Court of Appeal end into his 5th over. Bob, it must be said, this is a sharp contrast to the Raymond Francis we saw against the Junior Cranes of Uganda, where he emerged as the player of the match with that 5 wickets for 17.
On that occasion, well played straight to mid-on. And of course, with that dot ball, we come to the end of the 32nd over. It is 85 for 4. Talking about the Baby Cranes. They've managed to get the tournament moving as they register their first win against Team Sierra Leone, chasing down 119 in 43 overs, winning by 5 wickets. There you see the bowling chart of Team Tanzania.
Top bowler Laksh Bakrania has 2 wickets to his credit with an economic rate of 1.71, and the duo of Khalidi Amiri Juma and Raymond Francis have 1 wicket apiece. We're back to the 33rd over. Captain into his 8th over. The battle is still on between the two captains. Will Laksh pay Duplessis back in his own coin? Remains to be seen. Can they go for 2? Yes, they want to. The fielder fumbles it. Kiseto. That again on replay. You will see. The basic remains the basic.
Good shot again from the captain. I love the fact that on that previous delivery he played that cut shot very late, allowing him to get 2 runs to the total. But it's that man in the deep shot, number 26. He's been the culprit in the field. He's given out a couple of runs in the field with the fumbles. Not the ideal from a man like Karim Kiseto. Rocks on the back foot, but this time round picks that man at covers. The required run rate is climbing, and it has climbed to 4 runs and over. Cut away again, straight to that man, run out chance. And the run out is being completed. Look at the celebrations there on your screen. Faf Duplessis, he was run out on that game against Sierra Leone after scoring 32 of 61. George Sese, and this time round hits one straight to that man Darpan. Look at that backing up from the captain Laksh Bakrania to make sure he completes the run out. Massive wicket against the run of the play here at the Tafawa Balewa Square. He walks back to the dugout, leave it with himself. He's the captain. He was the man in form. It was his call. Cut away straight to that young man who's been very electric in the field. Look at that. From shot number 5, the captain once again making an impact in yet another wicket for Team Tanzania. It is 87 for 5 after 33. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Bless yourselves. We're in for one of the best games in this tournament.
He got a taste of his own medicine. You have to say that while Captain Duplessis got the wicket of Bakrania, Bakrania also paid Duplessis back in his own coin by ensuring that he was going to get his wicket, and not only getting his wicket, but ensure that he will not get the total that he scored. Lask had 34, Duplessis had 32.
To me, Ajinaba, before we see the 6th over of Raymond Francis, it's been the collective performance from the Tanzanians that should go down as a wicket. From their fielding perspective, they've been superb in the field. Of course, they've given away a couple of runs with their misfields, but look at that wicket over. The captain beats the outside edge. Pressure now climbing for the Namibians. Of course, after losing 3 wickets in quick succession here, courtesy of the bowling of Raymond Francis, breaking that partnership. And the captain changing ends, picking up a wicket, maiden wicket, and that run out of the captain. Drags him forward once again is Raymond Francis. Not sure why he doesn't have a sleep in place. These two are yet to open their accounts. Two new batsmen at the crease. He sticks to the boundary riders, long off, long on. I'm not sure why he is a Laksh. Knocks him over straight away. They say one wicket brings two. I'll tell you that man broke the partnership and they've managed to pick up 4 wickets in no time. That's the beauty of Team Tanzania. In no time it is 87 for 6.
He went without scoring any run. Waldo Smith had to watch the bowling of Adam Zampa, but he named Raymond Francis. And you know the beauty about those people at the Upper Cricket Lab is a mixture of parents of both Tanzania and Namibia. I know for the fact that the parents of the young man sporting jersey number 10 for the Tanzania national team, Dapan Dipakuma Joban Putra, the parents are here. They always come out watching. Same with the Namibians. The big question is, who blinks first? We've been asking that question. A team will suffer the first loss today. Will it be Namibia? Will it be Tanzania?
Interesting here. From the 27th over, it was a 71 for 2. And guess what happened? Courtesy of the spin duo of Raymond Francis and his captain, of course. They've managed to peg down a team Namibia to 87 for 6, picking up 4 wickets in no time. That's how good they have been. We spoke about earlier. Patience pays. Lunges him forward again. Very good signs if you are a spinner, spinning a web like Raymond Francis. Love the fact that to the right-handers he's bowling it on the leg and middle, allowing the ball to turn. There you go again, full on that occasion. They scamper for a quick run at these two. Waldo Smith.
They will always tell you patience is a virtue. What worked for Team Tanzania in the first innings, they had 2 different batters who built their innings. Captain Lash and Ian Mawele, and the other one Mohamed Simba Mbaki, and the bowler Raymond Francis, both combined to have 50.
That is where Raymond Francis came in and broke that partnership. That man Van der Merwe, who played a very crucial part, losing his shape, trying to go over the onside, ending up giving an easy catch to the wicketkeeper. Look at that Laksh Bakrainer's cotton ball, making sure they kept on picking up wickets. I would say here they stand in a driving seat is the Team Tanzania, knowing that they're already into the tail of Team Namibia. Calls for a big booming driver, doesn't get hold on that one is the captain, allowing them to scamper for yet another single. Dot ball pressure has gotten the best out of the Namibians, losing 4 wickets in no time. Required has climbed to 4 runs and over. Lovely piece of bowling there from Laksh. And again, very well played by Dan Brasso. Goes on the back foot, but straight to that man, Dylan at covers, who's been kept a little bit quiet this time round.
The good thing about it is that they've got some wicket at hand and balls to toy with. One area they will try to avoid is the fact that they would try and avoid a situation where the number of runs required will tally with the number of balls to be faced, and that's where the real pressure will come, because for every dot ball it will become pressure. One more ball to the penultimate over that Bahrain will be bowling, and we have come to the end of his night over. He has just one more over. 69 required of 91 balls, 90 to be precise.
Very doable equation there on your screens. Team Tanzania taking on Namibia in the ICC Under 19 Men's Cricket World Cup Africa Qualifier Match Day 4, game number 7. With no surprise, of course, it's going to be more spin from the Court of Appeal end. That man, Raymond Francis, already picked up 2 wickets. A little bit expensive this time round, going for 24 in his 6. They will love him, of course, to add to his tally to try and wrap up the tail. Up against Dan Brasso and Waldon Smith. Pace the outside edge again, and no sleep in play for Team Tanzania. Goes again on the back foot. But plays it straight to that man at covers. Another dot ball. The required is climbing and climbing every single dot ball. Moving closer to 5 runs and over. No good signs here for Team Namibia. On that occasion, driven powerfully past that man, Raymond Francis. Should have been if he had taken that one.
The replay says it all. Could have been the same scenario we saw for Laksh Bakrania, where he had a ball and cut.
Rocks on the back foot again, straight back to the bowler himself. The gears have switched to the Tanzanians. Full again goes for the big booming drive against an inside edge straight to that man in the deep. At fine leg, who cuts it off to only 1 run.
And Bobby must be said that credit must go to this Tanzanian side. It's been a while we even saw a boundary, which is much needed for this Namibian side. And since we cannot get even a boundary, I mean 4 runs, getting into the 36th over, and we have not even seen a maximum, shows how tidy the bowling of these Tanzanians are.
Loud appeal again. The umpire says not out is Isaac Oweko from Kenya. And of course, by signaled. Let's have a look at that on the replay again. He looked very interested, is Raymond Francis. Oh, that's a big turn there on that occasion. Missing leg stump. The umpire says not out, and that should be drinks. It is 94 for 6 after 36. Out there in the middle is Waldon Smith, who is on 3 of 11 alongside his partner Dan Brasso. 3 of 9, needing 4.7 runs and over to get their first, I beg your pardon, to get their 3rd win in this tournament is Team Namibia.
A lot is needed, and that's the replay. Raymond Francis had to call the attention of the wicket keeper Akre to that wicket of Van der Merwe, and that was a gift that keeps giving. This is where they want them to be. That again on replay. 1 was what they wanted to do, but that run out chance. Wado Smith has faced 11 balls and scored 3 runs.
Daniel Adrian Brazil has faced 9 balls and scored 3 runs.
I see. Have a look at the batting chart of Team Namibia there. Adrian Kotze once again failing to impress up front after facing 17 for his 1 run. But it's that man today who stood still, having a partnership with his captain, scoring 32 off 74, and his captain Faf Duplessis 31 off 76. Until, of course, that spinning duo of Raymond Francis and Laksh Bakrania made sure they ran through the middle order batsmen of Team Namibia to be in a driving seat. As we have a look at the bowling chart.
Laksh Bakrania, 2 wickets for 16 runs, 44 dot balls in 9 overs, 1.78 economy rate. Following him closely is Raymond Francis. He's bowled 7 overs, 27 dot balls, 26 runs, 2 wickets, 3.71. And the only person to have a wicket again is Khalidi Juma, who has got 1 wicket. Pressure everywhere. If you are a Namibian, pressure. If you are a Tanzanian, pressure.
Jedaba, we spoke about this earlier in the first innings. It's gonna be the difference in this game is that innings of 61 of 73, 6 boundaries and 3 maximum from Mohamed Simba Mbaki.
The lion roared. The big question is, does Namibia have a lion?
A little bit of fumble there from the captain, allowing them to scamper for yet another run. Edging closer and closer to that three-digit mark is Team Namibia. They move to 95 for 6, I beg your pardon.
With 4 good balls expected in this over from Augustino Meya Nyamele.
A tattoo low on the occasion, but well played by Waldo Smith. The only recognized batsman out there in the middle for Team Namibia. He's got to put on a show of his own to make sure his side gets this win over the line into the pads flicked straight to that man in the deeper. Keep the scoreboard ticking at these two. But now here, Ajidaba, the big question is, most of the people would be asking, given that Waldo Smith is the only recognized batsman out there, I would feel he's exposing Dan Brasso to this quality spinning. Loud appeal on that occasion. Umpire says he's not out. I just mentioned how Waldo Smith is exposing Dan Brasso. Gotta make sure you face more moving forward.
Well, I agree with you, Bob. As somebody who has played cricket to the highest level, unpredictability sometimes is the name of the game. Who would have thought that Laksh, the wall of Tanzania that we're all hoping to do well, Joban Butra and all of them did not do well, and they had to come down to a Simba who roared like a lion.
And of course, with that dot ball from Agustino giving you only 2 runs in this over, it's going to be Dan Brasso now to face from the other end. I love the fact that Laksh Bakrania came in trying to break that partnership, picking up a wicket, and that run out, making a very big impact. Has only bowled 2 overs, making sure he still has 2 more overs to bowl. 96 for 6 after 37.
At some point in time, while watching the game, off commentary, I said Van der Merwe and Duplessis were comfortable with all the bowlers of the Tanzanians, but it was very imperative that their partnership needed to be broken. And once they broke that partnership, we are seeing what we are seeing now. We are into the 38th over. Raymond Francis into his 8th over and has considered 27 runs with 2 wickets to show for it.
Cuts away, but straight to that man that covers. Laksh Bakrina, the captain, has one more over. He has gone for only 16, picking up 2 wickets. Bowling a maiden, of course. Agustino Meyer still has 2 more overs. Same as that man bowling, Raymond Francis. Up and over that man at long off, cuts it off to only 1 run. And Hamza Ali Onai still has 5 crucial overs in this game.
Same as Juma, he still got overs.
4 to be precise.
Bowler. Yeah.
So plenty of options here for Laksh, the captain of Tanzania. On the back foot again, they keep the scoreboard ticking. 2 runs shy to that 3-digit mark is, I beg your pardon, 1 run shy to get to that 3-digit mark is Team Namibia. Very possible equation, 61 off 74. Into the pass flicked, 2 is the call, they're running very hard. Oh, what an effort from the paceman, Khalid Juba saving his team 2 runs.
And then it becomes a 101 Dalmatian. 101. They need to start scoring off every ball and take the pressure back to the fielding side.
100 up for Team Namibia. And of course, with that dot ball, we come to the end of the 38th. Needing 59 off 73 is Team Namibia.
Daniel, Adrian Brassel, and Waldo Smith. After 38 overs, you could see that again on replay. The effort by the opening bowler for Tanzania, Khalid Juma, saving 2 extra runs. Both of them have combined to face 32 balls and have scored 13 runs. What a game and what a drama we have.
Driven to that fielder at long on. They keep the scoreboard ticking at these 2. He's still wicketless is Agustino. After, of course, 8.1 overs, going for 18. That would love him to pick up a wicket, are the Tanzanians. Watchfully played on the back foot, straight to Dylan at covers. Dot ball pressure again. Edging closer to that 5 runs and over. Swing and a miss again. An immediate appeal from that man Agustino. The umpire says not out. Is Patrick Makumbi. He has a long on, long off. The deep mid wicket. The only boundary riders for Agustino. Down the leg side this time round.
Like I've always said, they need legitimate and prefix illegitimate runs. The one they score with their bat and the one they score off the bat. So if you continue to dash them wide or extras, they won't mind.
Make them 19 extras. Driven again powerfully, but this time round you gotta be a best fielder if you're a spinner. He doesn't allow them to scupper for yet another single. Is Agustino. A good fielding off his own bowling. Tight game it is. Another dot ball.
That brings pressure. At some point in time, 50 overs game, they will have to employ the T20 tactics.
That should go down as another dot ball. Gives away only 1 run, and that extra in his 9th over is Agustino. 103 for 6 after 39 overs. I'll say here, Ajidaba, Team Namibia are giving out dot balls at the wrong time of the innings, where they would have needed to move at 4 runs and over. It's going to become very hard for them as the required run rate has climbed to 5 for the first time in the chase. That shows you how good the spinners have been in the middle order overs.
And when you look at, they need 57 runs in 66 balls. That
simply means there is pressure for the team Namibia.
Pressure, you say. Raymond Francis continues from the Court of Appeal end into the block call. Well played from Waldo Smith. Can see there, he shuffles at that shot, trying to play it on the onside. There is a man patrolling the whole onside alone, is Khalid Juma. This time round gets one on the offside.
They don't need the singles anymore. The reason is simple. The way the Tanzanians are thinking, every dot ball will become a pressure for them. They need those boundaries. Those boundaries were things that worked for Tanzania in the first innings.
Deft touch there, but straight to that man, the electric fielder at point. But again, Ajidaba, if they can get 5 singles in an over, they will get to that record run rate. Yes, I hear you. If they can get a boundary every other over, they will get back on top of the Tanzanians. Into the pass, round appeal, run out chance.
But then you know it's a probability, like we say in mathematics. And when you look at a dice, the probability of throwing a 6 is 1/6. And so in this case, while I agree with you 200% that they need 1 run per ball, the question is the opposition they are facing, one of the best when it comes to bowling and keeping it tidy. They will not give you freebies, because even in Freetown, things are not free.
Full ball again, straight to that man, Laksh. He will, of course, love to finish on a high, giving away only 2 runs. Very tidy bowler he is, Raymond Francis. Catch was the call, Apish. They're running very hard for the second one. Can they take on the arm? Waldo Smith tells his partner, Brasso, hold your horse, young man. And of course, with that single, we come to the end of the 40th over. Into the last 10.
Kiseto would never allow that to go for a second run, else from Zanzibar, he will be strangulated. The brief is clear, and when you look at it, now there are just 6 balls short of every ball you require a run. You can see how the gap is getting closer. At some point in time, it was as if they had all the time in the world, and when it gets to that stage, you need to employ the T20 tactics.
And of course, with no surprise, it's going to be Laksh finishing his quarter. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time he's going to bowl out 10 overs. That shows you how big this game was. It is not yet done and dusted. They still need to move at 5.4 runs and over East Team Namibia.
They need to start scoring off every ball. Bright start in his final over. Laksh Bakrania. As Waldo Smith, where he wants him to be, he's defending with everything that he's got.
Catch is the call. 2 fielders converging. It drops at no man's land. Waldo Smith trying to get one over the line. Doesn't get enough timing. You can hear Kiseto here at the boundary saying Atakuja, he is coming. Very confidently here at the boundary, shot number 26. Telling, of course, his captain. Peace the outside edge. Big turn on that occasion. 2 more deliveries to finish his quarter is the captain. Look at those figures.
Yeah.
Picking up 2 wickets, 17 runs in 9.4 overs.
Good effort from the long on and long off, Mbaki and Juma, in trying to get that catch. But this is what I'm talking about.
Into the pass played to that man at short mid wicket. And that should be the end of the fantastic spell from Laksh Bakrania. Picking up 2 wickets, going for 17 in his 10 overs. What a gem of a bowler he is. What a gem of a leader he is. There you see on your screens, the paceman who opened the bowling is still out there with 4 more overs. And Hamza Ali Unai, left arm orthodox, has 5 more overs. Whereas Agustino and Raymond Francis, they have an over apiece to finish their quota. 41 overs done and dusted. Giving away 19 extras as you take us through that batting chart.
Van der Merwe 32 of 74. Duplessis captain 76 of 31. Waldo Smith still batting 23 face 10 runs. I don't want to be in the shoes of the Tanzanian coach Nakadin Imran. Neither do I want to be in the shoes of coach of Namibia Oscar Naos. Pressure everywhere. Even the parents, the fans of Tanzania and Namibia are all up on their feet. 53 from 54. Every ball counts.
Long off, long on, deep mid wicket, deep extra cover. 5 boundary riders for Agustino Meyer, who changes ends coming from the Court of Appeal end. He has a deep square leg in Khalidi. Goes big on one knee. There's a tall lad who can only
maximum. The first had to come in 41.2 overs. Waldo Smith. Look at the faces of parents and fans of both Namibia and Tanzania. Even the 6 could not get them off their seat, knowing that there's still pressure.
Should be a sense of release from Waldo Smith and the Namibians. A little bit quicker on the occasion, down the leg side, white signal by the umpire Isaac Ayeko. Pressure climbing, pressure switching now to the Tanzanians, of course, after that hit. Clean, sweet hit over that man, Dylan.
With so much venom.
Goes on the back foot, beats everything, including the wicket keeper. Runs keep coming in handy for Team Namibia. Down to 46 runs to get in 52 balls.
And 50 overs has become T20.
Of course, I would love to bowl to Dan Brasso is Agustino. Goes on the back foot. They keep the scoreboard ticking. The crowd is back on their feet there in the VIP of the cricket lab here at the Tafawa Balewa Square, where of course the parents of the Namibians are cheering from.
That was what they needed. Waldo Smith. Can he bat like Steve Smith?
Very, very expensive over indeed from Agustino, going for 10 runs. With of course one more delivery to come to finish his quota. He is wicketless. Goes for a big cut shot, misses it completely, beats the outside edge, and he will finish of course his quota is Agustino. Giving away 29 in 10 overs.
Why do I presume this is the maximum? And that is it. Big things is what I like, including a maximum.
170 for 6 after 42 overs. It's going to be Raymond Francis changing ends. We saw earlier the captain changing ends, bringing fortune for Team Tanzania, picking up that wicket. Can it also happen for that man, Raymond Francis, who is going to be finishing his quota, picking up 2 wickets, going for 34. A little bit expensive on this occasion in his 9 overs. Up against that man, Waldo Smith, who's putting on a show of his own. 18 of 27 with the maximum to his back. Is he going to be the Simba Mbaki for Team Namibia? Is he roaring for Team Namibia here? Full ball, doesn't get
that
enough.
Was full.
And that's what is needed. Every ball they need to score a run and hope for a boundary like it happened in the previous over.
I don't know if you've noticed that they are sticking to the same field for Dan Brasso, who's not looked to be threatening at the moment, allowing him to get those singles easily. I would love to see Lax bring in that man at mid-off and mid-on. Try to deny that man that single. Full again inside edge. There's protection in the deep. They're running very hard for the second one. Run out chance. Hold your horse, says Dan Brasso, telling the only recognized batsman, Waldo Smith, telling him we still have a long way to go. We still need 5 runs and over, despite, of course, him hitting that 6.
Every ball counts. 3 more good balls to be bowled for Raymond Francis to end this over. But no run, because Agostino will not allow that. And for every dot ball, pressure is back to Namibia.
I reckon here this game, it might be the first game that is going to go down to the wire, to the very last over. Goes for a big sweep shot, but there's protection in the deep. They're running very hard. A little bit of fumble, but they're not interested in the second one. What an over this is turning out to be from Raymond, giving away only 3 runs. They need 40 or 43, nearly almost a run a ball. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, bless yourself. They move to 120 is Team Namibia.
Another swing and a miss for Daniel Adrian Brazil. A lot is required of him to do well with the bat. That was close, but then producer had to take us back to that maximum from Waldo Smith, who the team will be looking forward to taking them home. So there will be ecstasy in Windhoek, Namibia. They require 40 runs from 42 balls. You could see the pressure that we were telling Namibians to try and avoid, but reality is staring us in the face. That is what is required if they hope to get their 3rd win. Like I said, something has to give today. Someone will lose. Hamza Onai, who has just bowled 5 overs and has conceded 15 runs and is in search of his first wicket, has been saddled with the responsibility of the 44th over and is coming from the Court of Appeal end.
Short
that looks
ball.
like a throwdown.
Feel that's a loosener. Of course, he's been kept out of action for quite some time, despite, of course, bowling those 5 fast overs, going for only 16. It's going to be an interesting contest here. He will be bowling it, turning away from the right-handers. There you go, beats the outside edge.
Daniel Adrian Brazil. A lot the team requires from him. Still missing that contact.
Very big challenging contest here for Dan Brasso, the right-hander, against the left-arm orthodox. One of the players to watch out for the future is Hamza. Goes big down the ground. There's protection in the deep. Looking for the second one. Run out chance. Not the best of throws from the deep. They will settle for only 1 run. Pressure again climbing. Not giving them any boundary option is Hamza. Into the block hole, straight to Lax, the captain. Another dot ball.
I'm wondering what Waldo Smith was trying to do. You should be taking charge now, counting the balls and facing every ball, because you have it more than your other
batter in Daniel Adrian Brazel. All you need to tell him, anchor for me, and let me be the one taking charge.
3 runs taken from his 6th over is Hamza. 123 for 6 after 44 overs. The record run rate has climbed again for the first time. It reaches 6 runs and over. Things are getting tight and tight. In this game, it is match day 4, game number 7 of the ICC Under 19 Men's Cricket World Cup Africa Qualifier, live here at the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos. As Laksh Bakraina, the captain, goes back to the paceman, the opening bowler. He was breathing earlier on in the first power play. In his first 6 overs, he was breathing fire. Up against these 2 men who are already into double digits. Dan Brasso, after facing 35 for his 11, and that man, Waldo Smith, 22 of 33. Team Tanzania, they know that's the wicket to take of Waldo Smith if they are to upset Team Namibia. Needing only 37. He has a long on. Deep mid wicket. He has a fine leg third man. And a deep extra cover. Dylan. A lot of singles here, a lot of gaps. What are the options do these two have? Is Waldo Smith going to go big? Or is he going to caress those gaps? They need a run, a ball. There's no rocket science chasing down 37 in 6 overs. Gotta be very smart. Taking his time is Khalid Juma. Off he goes. Takes a little shimmy, ends up yoking himself. Starts off with a dot ball.
Bob, you are the technical person in terms of field setting, but I was just racking my brain that if Waldo Smith and Dan Brazel were rotating the strike, even blocking alone is 1 run, because the non-striker should be in ready position to take off.
Whoever plays smart cricket at this particular stage of the game will go away with the win. In the air for quite some time. Change of pace there from Khalid Juma. Bring out all the experience and the variation he possesses at foxing Waldo Smith. He looks to be out of answers at the moment. Talking to his partner, I do not want to be run out. 2 dot balls from Khalid Juma, the experienced shot number 22. He has a wide third man. There's backward pointer. Into the block hole, drop and run.
Exactly what we're talking about. After that 2 dot balls, they had to have a tete-a-tete. Daniel Adrian Brazel and Waldo Smith. They sat down and said, what do we need to do? The more dot balls, the more pressure we bring to ourselves. And let's see what Daniel Brazel will do. Opportunity beckons.
Dan Brasso would prove me wrong, but I feel Waldo Smith has to take more strike already into 23. He has smoked 1 out of the grounder. He needs to take the game over the line for his side. Flashes out straight to that man at covers. That should be another dot ball. The momentum is switching every other ball from that dugout of the Namibian family to the dugout of Team Tanzania. What a game we have here on our cards, worth all the money in the world. Live here in Lagos at the Tafawa Balewa Square. 1 run so far in his over is Khalid Juma. He has that man a deep mid-wicket. We haven't seen him try to go for that short ball, well directed as he did in the first overs. In the air for quite some time, catches the call, beats that man. The chase is on, the chase will be in vain. They end his 7th over with, I beg your pardon, it's not yet over. They pick up a boundary, much needed.
Very much needed. And you ask Daniel Adrian Brazel a question, and he responded with a bat, and that's the kind of response we want. Much needed boundary, and subsequently there will be much needed boundaries.
How many more can he add to the total? Is Dan Brasso and Waldo Smith. Already 5 runs taken in this over. So a man who doesn't give up easily. He loves the challenge. He loves the fight. In the air again. Catch is taken. Look at the celebrations from that man at backward point. Darpan. There on the screens. He might be a young man, but he has a heart of a lion. Khalid Juma never gives up as he has picked up another wicket outside off stump. Ending up slicing the bat. Trying to go over the infield is Dan Brasso. Chipping an easy catch to backward pointer. Look at the celebration from that young man. 7 wickets down, 128. Team Namibia in 45 overs, needing 32 in 30 balls.
And from what I got out from the batting lineup of Team Namibia, in comes the man who did very well with the ball, Max Hengo, 3 for 29. In the spell that he had, the number of runs that he conceded, now flipping now is what his team will be hoping he scores with the bat.
It's not the first time we've seen that man, shot number 14. Junior, he had a very handy partnership with his partner, Max Hengo, in the first game of 34 runs. They will need him to replicate anything close to that.
But guess what? In comes Junior Uyage Tanyanda. You know, sometimes there are no hard and fast rule about how a batting lineup can go. Endurance and Bob can speak well to that. I know sometimes Endurance would have arranged his batting lineup when he's going into bat, and something happens, he just quickly tweaks his batting lineup to suit the situation of what is going on. And that's exactly what happened. They had an arranged batting lineup from Duplessis, but based on logistics is why they brought in Junior.
Up against start number 69, Hamza Ali Onai. Calls for a big sweep shot, misses everything completely. Loud appeal there in covers, but the umpire says not out. But again, you can feel for Waldo Smith. He's trying to target that gap between deep mid-wicket and that long on fielder. It is a very huge gap. Goes on the back foot, cut away powerfully. 2 is the call. They're running very hard. They decide not to take on a man who was called twice, Ali Hafidi Ali.
Bob, his name is Junior, but they don't need a junior run now. They need a senior run. And so they have to inform him about the senior performance they require from him.
Down the leg side, one signal again to the new man in. You call him Junior. I believe his namesake from under 19 pace bowler Junior Kariata. He might be back at home watching these youngsters here try to qualify for the World Cup. Goes on the back foot, hits the outside edge. The chase is on. Can this ball win the race? Running very hard for the third one. And that young man again, he is once back in action. Dapan denying them the third run.
Dapan Jopan Putra.
Taking their time, of course, to say the right field. Gives it some air on that occasion. Same result. The chase is on again from that young man. Run out chance. Not the best of throws. Allowing them to scamper for 2 runs to add to the total. Much needed for Team Namibia.
Exactly what we are talking about. 26 of 26 balls. When I was coming this morning, I was not ready for this kind of pressure. But then that's what cricket does to you. You can see Hamza Onai setting the field.
Goes on the back foot. Beats that man who chips in a diver. Running very hard. Very good pick up in the deep there. From Kiseto this time round. He is awake in the field. He knows it is a crucial moment of the game.
gradually redeeming himself from some of the misfields that he has had.
And he will end his 7th over with a dot ball. Giving away 7 runs, a little bit expensive, given, of course, the situation that these two sides are in. 135 for after 46 overs.
Bob, it's safe to say that the coach, Oscar Niles, had to change the tactics. I mean, for batting, you could see the aggressive nature that Junior brought into this game, and 25 runs from 24 balls. It seems to be complementing the efforts of presently the best batter. I mean, best in the sense that remains arguably the recognizable one that can score those runs. So the two of them, once they begin to rotate the strikes, then things might work out for them. But it's back again at the pavilion end.
Khalid Juma to continue from the pavilion end. This should be the over to decide for Team Tanzania. How many runs are they going to get off his bowling? He has a fine leg, deep extra cover, third man, long on. Those are the only boundary riders and the deep mid wicket. Loud appeal, and the umpire says not out. Very good thinking there, attacking the stumps into the block hole straight away from Khalid Juma. Let's have a look on the replay. Very close, but it looked like it was a missing leg. Not a bad starter from the experienced Khalid Juma.
Waldo Smith, 39 balls faced, 24. A lot is required from him. You talked about very crucial over. I recall USA and West Indies. That World Cup, India versus South Africa. That crucial over from Boom Bumrah.
They bring in a fine leg inside the ring. Goes cheeky, misses it completely. Very good thinking from that man, Waldo Smith, trying to use the pace of Khalid Juma.
We call that inventive shots.
He doesn't mind, of course. Khalid Juma getting a dot ball. What are the options, boundary options for that man, Waldo Smith? Is he going to go for that scoop shot, given that the fine leg is now inside the ring? They have put a longer fielder at the boundary. There you go. He goes for the scoop shot. Cheeky and not effective. Very smart thinking here, despite not him connecting. Team Tanzania, they don't mind the dot balls coming in handy.
Oh, absolutely. Junior had to have a discussion with Waldo Smith. This we don't need. Based on what is before us, we need to score runs, get boundaries, and then put pressure back on the fielding side, because as it seems, ascendancy is with Team Tanzania fielding.
Into the block hole again from Khalid Juma, bringing out all the experience he possesses for his side. They will be happy to sneak in yet another single at these two. A lot is happening in between the two batsmen, led by Waldo Smith, who is on 25, telling his new partner there, Junior, make sure you don't give out a dot ball. Drop and run. There is a very big gap there in front of his bat. The man that covers is at the 30-yard circle. The mid-off comes back into the ring. The fine leg is being dropped again at the boundary ropes. Swing and a miss. Another dot ball. Very good bowling from Khalid Juma. A man who doesn't talk much. He always let the ball does the talking for him. He has given away only 2 runs at the crucial stage, making sure the required run rate climbs to 7 runs and over.
And based on what I see, we are into the 47th over. He has 2 more overs
That means he will be bowling the penultimate over, or they will allow him to bowl the final over.
And now he brings in the fine leg fielder. He might go for the off cutter. Knocks him over straight away. Off stump, out of the ground. Listen to the celebrations for the Tanzanians. They know how wicket is, giving away only 2 runs. Is Khalid Juma in his 8th over. Goes across the line, pays the price. He has to take a long way back to the dugout, make that 8 wickets down, 137 after 47.
Three more overs to go. You said it, that the innings of Mohamedi Simba Mbaki was going to be very crucial. His 60 off 72 balls will play a crucial role in today's game. Rowan van Vuren.
He's part with the ball. He's up against the red-hotted Team Tanzania. Hamza has been given the ball from the Court of Appeal end. Up against Waldo Smith, who is on 25. I would love to see Laksh Bakrania chip in an extra fielder on the onside. But also love the fact that he is backing up that man, left arm orthodox, spinning it away from the right hander. They know this should be the wicket. Up pitch! Catch is the call. There's a fielder under it and the catch is taken. Can this be the catch that takes Team Tanzania to the World Cup? As they pick up Waldo Smith, a massive, massive wicket for Team Tanzania, courtesy of that man Hamza, picking up his first wicket. And the big one of that man who was on 25, holding out in the deep to that man, the only fielder. The crowd is back on their feet, rocked back on the back foot. Not enough timing. Look at the celebration for that man who was struggling earlier on in the field, Kiseto. He didn't contribute much with the bat, but he has made sure he holds on to that one. 137 for 9. What a game.
Bob, you have to also say, for the man Waldo Smith, look at it again on replay. Rather than use both hands, he used just one, and with both hands he could have gone, and that would have been a lovely shot that would have gone for maximum. But unfortunately it didn't happen, and in comes Max Engo.
Max Engo, who is no rabbit with bat in hand, joining that young man, Rohan van Vuren, up against the best in the business. Deft touch, a run out chance this time round. Direct hit goes begging from the captain.
I saw Hamza Onai doing what we call in France, pose. That is, calm down. Let's not give extra run. Let them work for it.
Calm down, you say. These two men are meaning business. Flighted delivery. Look at that from the wicket keeper, putting his body behind the line. He knows, of course, this win means a lot to them. They keep edging closer to that one slot to the World Cup, if, of course, they get over the line with a win here. Short ball on that occasion. They're running very hard. Can they go for the second one? Might be very risky. Run out chance. Not the best throw again from that man in the deep. And these two are living by a thread, is Rohan van Vuren and Max Engo. Running for everything. But I love the fact that they have put pressure on that man, Khalid Juma. Game on here, ladies and gentlemen. Fasten your seatbelts. They need one wicket either, Team Tanzania.
Fasten your seatbelt so you don't crash land. It was supposed to be 1 run, but 1 became 2.
It's gonna be a concussion test there. Safety comes first, courtesy of course of that throw from Khalid Juma that might have hit the helmet of the wicketkeeper. That was the wicket, cleaned him up across the line, and he had to pay the price. And the massive wicket from Hamza. Mark saying, I beg your pardon, Wallo Smith holding out in the deep. That should have been game done and dusted if he had chipped in. An accurate throw is Alidi. They need 19 of 15 is Team Namibia, whereas Tanzania, they need 1 wicket to make it 3 wins out of 3.
Bob, my late daddy used to tell me, you have to do the right thing at the right time. So eventually don't do the right thing at the wrong time. There was a right time for Team Namibia to have put pressure on their opponent by taking those singles that we requested for, but unfortunately they didn't do it. Yes, you want to blame them, but again you cannot blame them because the tidy bowling of the Tanzanians need to be commended. But now they are making things so difficult for themselves.
Match day 4, game number 7. We've come down to 19 runs to get for Team Namibia in 15. And those men in blue, they need only a wicket. Game on. Calls for a cut shot. Misses it completely. They don't mind the dot balls. Is Team Tanzania putting on, of course, another collective performance. Rocks back on the back foot, straight to that man. That's another dot ball. Pressure climbing again. Big shot coming. They know they now need a boundary every over. Rocks back again on the back foot. Looking for the second one. Can they take on the arm of Kiseto? Run out chance. And the run out is completed. Tanzania have defied all the odds here at the Tafawa Balewa Square, clinching a massive win against one of the favorites, Team Namibia, beating them by 18 runs. At one stage, the winning probability was an 80% for Team Namibia. Look at that throw to make sure they pick up their last wicket. Look at those celebrations there on your screens. Make that 3 wins out of 3 for Team Tanzania.
Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to our umpires for today. Ravi Angawa from Botswana and the 2 on-field umpires from East Africa country, the duo of Isaac Oyeko from Kenya and Patrick Makumbi from Uganda. Bitter pill to swallow for Oscar Naus and Faf du Plessis, the captain of Namibia. But Laksh Schneller Bakrenia is over the moon, same as their coach Imran Nakadin. This is a statement victory for a team that hopes to represent Africa at next year's Under-19 World Cup in the country of Mahila Jayawardena and Kumar Sangakkara, Sri Lanka. They win by 17 runs. And let me quickly run you through the match summary. In the first innings, they scored 159 for loss of 10 all out in 47 overs. Mohamed Simba Mbaki, 61 of 73 balls, which included 3 sixes. Laksh Bakrenia, 34 runs of 80 balls. Augustino Meya Nwamele, 16 runs of 59 balls. And for the bowling, Max Hengo, 3 wickets for 32 in 9 overs. Francos Duplessis 3 for 41 in 10 overs, and Dan Brazel 2 for 27 in 7 overs. And in reply, Namibia posted 142 all out in 48 overs. Tian van der Merwe 32 of 74 balls. Fat Duplessis 31 of 76, and Waldo Smith 25 of 43. And for the bowling spell, opening bowler Khalidi Amiri Juma 3 for 15 in 8 overs. Laksh Bakrenia 2 for 17 in 10 overs, and Raymond Francis 2 for 37 in 10 overs. That's the side of the package. We go to the post match.
Hello.
Good evening and welcome to the post-match interview between Tanzania and Namibia, with Tanzania getting the better of Namibia with 17 runs. Congratulations, Team Tanzania. Now, I would like to invite the captain of Team Namibia, Frank Royce. Tough luck.
Yeah, I think it's a numerous amount of things that went wrong, but I don't think we'll dwell on it too much. We're still a positive group. The tournament's still far from over, so we'll look to take learnings out of this game and move into tomorrow's game.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Well, you just heard from the place. There's still quite a lot to be learned from this tournament. Now, I will call on the captain who is over the moon, Laksh Schneller Bakrenia. Skip.
Thank you so much.
From Dar es Salaam to Zanzibar, everybody is over the moon. What was the key to today's game?
Like I've always been saying, it's just we just keep on focusing on the good cricket that we play, and then again, as we showed, we beat Namibia this time with those rules.
Laksh, you had amazing partnership between yourself and your other partner, Augustino Meya Nyamele. We also saw an impressive partnership between the duo of Mohamedi Simba Mbaki and Raymond Francis. Those were very key to today's victory.
Yeah, definitely the Simba came up today. He had two not great games. We know what his strength is, and he did show it today on the field.
What does this mean to you? 3 out of 3.
I think it's a big win, knowing that Namibia was also a big victim to us. But then now we still heads low on to the next 2 games.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You just heard Laksh Schneller Bakrenia talk about this. Very quickly, may I humbly invite Martin Ondeko to do the presentation for the player of the match. And once again, Laksh Schneller Bakrenia, player of the match. Congratulations, Skip.
Thank you so much.
You have set a record. You have become the player in this tournament to win 2 player of the match. How excited are you?
I mean, definitely feels great. I'm always good country knowing that there's a good position.
Everything is going on for you. Finally, you are leading in the batting. You are almost in the running for the MVP also. This tournament summary after 3 matches for you.
Yeah, it's great to be on top over there, but nonetheless, it's the win. We're island. It's.
And you want to be at the World Cup for the very first time?
Yes.
You just from Laksh Schneller Bakrania. Thank you very much. We are done with today's tomorrow for Team Nigeria versus Kenya. Also got 2 out of 2 from Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval venue for the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup Africa Division Qualifier. We're done and I'm out.